Hey YouTube, Unknown Prepper here. Wanted to show you my off-grid solar shed setup. This was more of a project that I wanted to design just to test the function of it more than a need. My garage right here does have power, but I just kind of wanted to test out a system and show that it would work as a project. So on the roof of the shed, I have two 100-watt solar panels. The wiring runs down and runs into the shed. This I need to secure, but it'll sit like this, and then any water that runs down that cord will drip off the bottom instead of running into the shed. And then inside the shed, we have the solar setup. You can see the leads coming in. They run into the solar controller, which you can see is taking in sunlight right now, converting everything into a manageable voltage. The leads then run down into the battery itself, but before the power side goes into the battery, it goes into the battery, and then before it runs into the inverter, I have a 200 amp fuse. Highly recommend running a larger fuse on these systems. The amount of electricity that they create is dangerous if you're not careful. Once it goes from the battery, it runs into the inverter. The inverter is a 2000 watt Renogy inverter. This is a pure sine wave model. When something is pure sine wave, that allows it to have a more gentle current, which will allow you to run things that are kind of delicate, like computers, like charging computers, TVs, stuff like that. You'll always see that the pure sine wave is more expensive than a typical just modified sine wave. So if you're looking to run something a little more delicate, you want to go with a pure sine wave. They are more expensive, but I think they're worth it in my opinion. On top of that, this is a 2000 watt inverter, which is a little bit overkill for a shed. Most of the time you're going to run stuff like fans, fans and lighting, but I have it in here so I can run whatever I want, basically. At this point, I could even run like a very small air conditioner if I wanted to. What I mostly have it set up for is charging the batteries for all my lawn equipment, and then I do have just a spotlight set up in here temporarily for lighting. I am eventually going to run LED lights across the arches. That way I can have direct lighting as soon as I come in. I would just come in and flip this switch here. But like I said, the main focus of this was to charge my Ego batteries. You can see that I have some of the tools, they all run off the same battery system. So I just have my tools hanging up. So one of the benefits of that with having the electric power tools is even if you run out of gas, you have constant free power from the sun, as long as it's sunny out. Most of the time in the summer it is. So that's kind of the idea of the setup that I have. But you can see overall that even in a 10 by 10, you can store a lot of stuff in here, and you can run the entire shed off of solar. I have two things going at the same time, and it's still drawing in enough electricity to hold 12.5 volts in the battery and still discharge energy into the charger and the LED light at the same time. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. I'm going to put a list of all the components that I have for this system and the pricing as well with the links on Amazon. Thank you.